Good morning to all. Today I would like to discuss the key management. Okay, so the topic is key management. So cryptography is one of the most common and reliable means of to ensure the security. Okay, so this cryptography is not only used in the ad hoc wireless networks, it is also used in the communication network. Okay, so wherever the security we can provide, those situations where use the cryptography technique. Okay, so here in this cryptography the original information is sent to the one person to another person is called plain text. Okay, so that the plain text will be converted into a cipher text. This process is called as encryption. Okay, so this cipher text is transferred through this media. So once this cipher text is transferred to this media, the receiver side, this cipher text is converted to plain text to the authorized receiver. Okay, so this process is called as decryption. Okay, so by using decryption and encryption, so the data can be transferred in the case of cryptography technique. Okay, so here the first see this diagram. So here the sender sends the sender, first of all, sender will convert the plain text into cipher text, so using some function, so that cipher text will transfer to the media, so that and the that cipher text will received by the receiver side, receiver. So this cipher text is converted to plain text, so this by the receiver, by using by the receiver, so the actual data will get the receiver. So this process is called as cryptography. Okay, so the process of conversion from plain text to cipher text is called encryption, and the process of converted from cipher text to plain text is called decryption. So to communicate, so that means the process encryption and decryption mainly by using keys. Okay, the process of encryption is encryption and decryption are governed by the keys. Okay, so here in this there are two major kinds of cryptography algorithms. So those are, one is symmetric key algorithm and another is asymmetric key algorithm. So in the case of symmetric key algorithm, so the encryption and the decryption purpose we are using the same key. Okay, so in the case of asymmetric key algorithm, so we are using different keys by the encryption and decryption process. So in the case of another difference is symmetric algorithms are usually faster. Okay, and the case of asymmetric algorithms is much slower than the symmetric algorithm. So in the case of asymmetric algorithms are based on the some mathematical principles. Okay, we are using the mathematical principles. By using these principles we can convert it into the plain text to cipher text. So these are the some key algorithms, symmetric key algorithms and asymmetric key algorithms. So there are some examples in the case of symmetric key algorithms. So the first example is substitute cyber. So this, in this substitute cyber, so this is a simple algorithm. So in this one each word can be substituted by another word. Okay, so suppose our example is attack. Okay, so A is replaced by D, B is replaced by E, C is replaced by F, Z is replaced by C, like this. So we can replace the some words. So by observing these replacing words, the attack can be replaced by D, T is replaced by W, A is replaced by D, C is replaced by F, so and K is replaced by N. So like this we can replace the plain text to a proper words. Okay, now this is a cipher text. This cipher text will transfer to the sender. Okay, so now another example is this one. Plain text is A, B, C, D, E, F and so on Z, and cipher text is Q, W, E, R, T, Y, like this. Okay, so this is the one more cipher text. Okay, so this is the one method for the symmetric key crypto systems. So another one is secret key algorithm. So this is secret key algorithm. So example is transposition cyber. So in this transposition cyber, reorder the letters, but disguise them. Okay, so in this one, reorder the letters means, suppose we will take this example. So please transform $1 million to my Swiss bank account 622. Okay, so now we can write these letters, please transform, like this. So we can give the numbers to the above this column. So 7 4 5 1 2 8 3 6, like this. So this is a key. So by using this key we can write the ciphertext by the column wise. First write the first column, and second write the second column, and third column continuously. So now we will get the ciphertext A F L L S K, like this. Okay, so this is the another method, transposition cipher. So and another method is one time pad. So this one time pad means, suppose the message is transferred into the binary text. So this binary text we can add some key. So we can perform the, so in the receiver side again the same key will perform the exclusive, or the receiver will get the plain text. Okay, like this one time pad we can transfer the data. So these are all symmetric key algorithms. Okay, so and another algorithms are DES and RSA algorithms are used so in this cryptography systems. Okay, now another topic is key management. Okay, this is not, all these slides are not necessary for this in this subject, Okay, so now we go for the key management approaches. So key management approaches. So the primary goal of key management is to share among a specified set of participants. Okay, so the main function is the main goal is key management is particular key is shared by a set of participants. Okay, so to share this set of participants, so there are some steps. So those steps are, one is key prediction, key pre-distribution, and second one is key transport, and third one is key arbitration, and fourth one is key agreement. So in the case of key prediction, so the name itself it specifies before going to start the communication, okay, the key will distributed all the participants in the network. Okay, so this method involves much less communication and computation. Okay, but all participants must know the priori during the initial configuration. So once communication is started, the key cannot be distributed. Okay, so here we can form the subgroups. Okay, so here we form the subgroups. So by these subgroups we can distribute the key also. Okay, so this is key pre-distribution, and another one is key transportation. So in the case of key transportation system, one of the communication entities generate the key for the transports them to the another members. Okay, the simplest scheme assumes that shared a key already exists among the participants members. Okay, so here suppose the X is a person, so he is generating some key, that is K. So and again he is encrypted that key, so we will send the some person Y. Okay, so suppose and Y is another person, so this Y having some key, and we can encrypt again some key and sends to the X. So again the X will decrypt that function and sends to the Y. So like this Y is again decrypt the function, so and use that key. So like this we can transport the key in between X and Y participants. Okay, so next another one is key arbitration. So here the key arbitration schemes use the central arbiter to create and distribute keys among all participants. Okay, so here key arbitration is used with the centralized arbitration to create and distribute keys among all participants. Okay, hence they are a class of key transport schemes. Okay, so here there is no fixed infrastructure, so that here there is no one person we can forward the key arbitration. Okay, so why? Because here mobile attack networks are less infrastructure based, so that here the keys are not handled a single person. Okay, so that is keys are created and distributed by a central arbiter to all participants. Okay, so and another key management approach is key agreement. So in this case of key agreement, participants are agree on the secret key for the further communication. So that is the meaning is all participants we can use some keys. Okay, all participants we can agree, so this is a better key for communication. Okay, so once all participants is agree to a particular key, so we can give the agreement to a particular key. So these are the four steps, that is key pre-distribution and key transport, and another one is key arbitration, and another one is key agreement. Okay, so then another topic here is key management in ad hoc wireless network. Okay, there are several ways to manage the key. So one is password based group system, another is threshold cryptography, another is self organized public key management for ad hoc wireless network. So these are the three methods to manage the key in the ad hoc wireless network. So another topic here we are discussed here is secure routing in ad hoc wireless network. Okay, first of all, what are the requirements of secure routing protocol in ad hoc wireless network? So the requirements of secure routing protocol for ad hoc wireless network is, first one is we can detect the malicious nodes. Okay, and second one is guarantee of correct route discovery, and third one is confidentiality of a network topology, and fourth one is stability against the attacks. Okay, so these are the four requirements of a secure routing protocol for ad hoc wireless network. So here the first one is we can detect the malicious nodes. Okay, so in a secure routing protocol should be able to detect a presence of the malicious node in the network, and should avoid the participants of such nodes in a routing process. Okay, first of all, here we can find out the malicious nodes. So once we can find out the malicious nodes, so we can avoid those type of malicious nodes in the network. Okay, so and the next requirement is guarantee of correct route discovery. So if the route between the source and destination nodes are exist, the routing protocol should be able to find the route and should also ensure the correctness of the selected route. So that means so proper route is proper or not. Okay, here the whatever the sender will sends the packet to a particular route, that type of route is properly or not proper route. Okay, that guarantee to provide that proper route to put that protocol. Okay, next confidentiality of network topology. So here the network topology is dynamically changes. Okay, so in the ad hoc wireless network, the network topology is dynamically changes. So while changing the network topology frequently, so even it can provide the confidentiality. That means no unauthorized person is not added by the in this network. Okay, that should be provided the confidentiality. Okay, so that is another requirement. So another one is stability against the attacks. So stability against the attack means, so this is a consistency. So whatever the time, whatever the date, so any time, any date, so the malicious nodes should not be added to the network. Okay, that is the routing protocol should take care that these attacks do not permanently disturb the routing process. Okay, so not for some time, it's not ante this is a permanent process. Okay, ante eppudaina ఏ టైంలో అయినా unauthorized person disturb చేయకూడదు. So that is stability against the attacks. Okay, so these are the four requirements. So secure routing in ad hoc wireless network. So and then there are some protocols to provide the security in ad hoc wireless network. So those are secure routing protocols. So secure routing protocols, the first one is secure security aware ad hoc routing protocol. So that is security aware ad hoc routing protocol. Okay, so it uses security as one of the key metrics in pathfinding. Okay, so here previously we know the different routing protocols to reach the destination of our packet. So now here these protocols mainly concentrate about the security. Okay, suppose the packet goes to the particular packet, particular path. This path is a secure path or not. Okay, so whether this path is a secure path or not. So if secure path, then transfers the data. Okay, so if path is not secure, then should not be transfers the data to a particular path. So this is the main intention for this protocols. Okay, so here the first example is security aware ad hoc routing protocol. So go to the diagram for this protocol. So this is secure aware ad hoc routing protocol. So in this one, suppose by observe this diagram, so O1 is a officer node, that is sender one. So and O2 is a another officer node. So that packet is sending to the O1 to O2. Okay, and there are different secure nodes, S1, S2, S3 are different secure nodes, and P1, P3 are these are the private nodes. Okay, so here the data can be transferred in two ways. So one is this path, one is S1, S2, S3 and then O2, and then another path is P1, P3 and then O2. So here O1 is a sender and O2 is a receiver. But in the case of SAR, we can select the S1, S2, S3 path because of these are the secure nodes. Okay, so while this is a P1, P3 and O2 is a, even though shortest path, the packet cannot be transferred in this path. Why? Because here there is no security. Okay, because of these are private nodes. So private nodes can anyone can access that nodes, so that our packet should not be insecure. So even though this lengthy path, even though it is a length S1, S2, S3 are the lengthy path, so the packet can be transferred in this path. Why? Because we can provide the security to this path. Okay, so this is the SAR, that is security aware ad hoc routing protocol. Okay, so and another thing is in this protocol is security aware ad hoc distance vector routing protocol. Okay, so this is the example for the security aware ad hoc distance vector routing protocol. So in this security aware ad hoc distance vector routing protocol, that malicious node, suppose see this diagram, this malicious node M will added this network. Okay, so by this malicious node, it advertise the path to the sender. So okay, this advertise the path. So this is a simple path, this is a shortest path, so we can transfer the packet in this path. So this type of advertisement, it gives the malicious nodes to the sender. So by listening this advertisement, the sender will sense this path, that malicious node will access the data. Okay, so that is the black hole problem. Okay, so like this we can unnecessary person, okay, unauthorized person, we can access the data. Okay, so that to avoid this one, here the main intention is okay, so main advantage is that malicious node is that it does not have to search its routing table for a route to the destination. Okay, so this malicious node we do not access, so that is do not search its routing table for route the destination. So that's why this malicious node should not give the route reply packet. Okay, so here the source and destination will communicated via two signals, that is route request signal as well as route reply packets, as usual in the previously. Okay, so here the malicious node should not give the route reply request to the sender. Okay, at that time the sender will know this is a malicious node, it should not give the route reply packet to me. So that's why this is not a secure path. Okay, so by this information the sender will knows the will knows he is a yeah, this node is a malicious node, so that path should not be guaranteed to receive the receiver. Okay, so that the data can be transferred in a secure path, so like this in this diagram. So that in this way we can give the solution for the backhaul attack. Okay, so this is the end of our unit 3.